Hello, friends. Here it is, 2025, and another bike race season, and continuing to do my day job, helping people get healthy and still pedaling my bike. I wanted to do some voiceovers and just talk about some of the recent races in 2025, and you'll see the video now on screen. This is, I don't know, race number 5 here at Riverside State Park, and I have a new bike. I'll talk about that a little bit after, since 2018, riding my old Niner RKT9 and still have it now as my backup. But right now I'm running the Ari Signal Peak, and I did an overview video already. You can see in the video these guys lining up. So 50 plus, this is the mass start, and each week I've been doing, you can kind of self-start and do a time trial, or you can start with the mass at 6:30. Usually I do the latter and enjoy riding with some people to kind of pace myself. All these guys are pretty fast. We got some young age group here, so kids and on up, 50 plus and even above. So I'm in the 50 plus category, and I'm now reaching the latter part of my 50s, and so here we are, taking off at the gun. And I wanted to start with this video because it was one of my fastest starts. You'll see the group kind of consolidate here. And pretty much this group, once we enter a section called Little Vietnam, we're going to run down reverse direction. You have Little Vietnam, usually you go from kind of north to south. And we're going to do it the opposite tonight. So this is the main airstrip we take off of. We're heading kind of south, head towards the Wilbur trailhead here, and there is Tom. So a lot of these guys can often finish ahead of me at least 5 minutes, and so I thought I would just test the legs out. I've been kind of at my peak point of training and have set some power records now that I'm monitoring my power. I have a power meter on the bike now. So here we cross the Aubrey White road there, and on down we drop towards the Spokane River. And anyone who is in our area here, you might be familiar with these trails. Not very technical, although I say that, and there's a lot of rocks. So it's not like jumps and big drops, but there's definitely some line choices. And right here, we're going to hit some rocky descent as we drop and then hit kind of a flat area. There's definitely a good line, and there's some definite bad lines, like right here, this left-hander. So kind of full gas here. I don't know how much power I'm putting out, but I'm probably in my upper extreme here, high 200s to low 300 watts. So having ridden this section probably hundreds of times, I have a good sense of the line choice, but I haven't ridden it this way in a while. So the other reason I'm narrating this video is because I did set a PR on this exact run right now in this video. And by the way, we do 2 laps. They usually range between 7, 8, or even 9-mile laps, and so each night it's somewhere around 15 to 20 miles total for 2 lappers. So my goal was just to kind of draft behind these guys. It flattens out. This is a really fun section. Just kind of rolls back and forth. We hit a few little rocky sections. There's a couple of times you'll see the river off to the left. And this is a slight uphill. Not too bad, but we're heading upriver. And once we reach, it's about a mile, almost 2 miles, I guess, this whole section before we cross back over that pavement and head to the right. It's kind of a westerly direction, so some nice fun turns here. Also, I guess I'm going to talk about the GoPro I'm using. This is the, what is it, the GoPro 13? Whatever the newest one is. And what I'm very impressed by is, if you've seen any of my older videos, I apologize for the poor quality. That was like a GoPro 6 or something, and it was mounted as this one is. It's mounted on my handlebars with a fixed mount, and it's got a horizon tracking feature. So not only is it image stabilizing, but it's maintaining the horizon at level, and I think it does a remarkable job. You can kind of see a little bit of if you look at the riders ahead of me, sometimes it almost looks a little AI like, but obviously we're blitzing along. So I'm probably doing about 17 and a half to 18 and a half miles per hour on average through this section. Yeah, it's super fun, this section, this canopy. It gets nice and cool down there. You hear the birds and the bugs. So I'm managing to stay up here. Again, this is one of the faster guys ahead of me. You can see some young ones ahead. There's a group that's kind of gapped a little bit, that once we get up to the top here, you'll see most of these guys are going to start to distance themselves from me. Now, at this point, I'm saying in my head, there's a fun section. You can see the river now to the left. On my Garmin, I do have power, but I don't really look at it during the race. I can set the screen to have simply my 3-second, 5-second power, and I am not really looking at it at all. But I'm just kind of perceived exertion on this right now. And now this is starting to slowly climb up. Especially here, we're going to have a couple of pop-ups. So this is the point when I'm thinking, okay, I have to rein in. I've got another, hour of racing. We're only 5, 6, 7 minutes in. That's a little steep pop-up, and then you can see them gap ahead of me. I do manage to... oh, here we go. Yeah, I knew somebody passed me. So this was ideal because I let him gap, and this guy came up. I grabbed his wheel and stayed with him to stay up ahead. Now, in seasons past, there's been a core group of guys that I have often been together with. We're all about the same age, and we tend to mark each other. Actually, one gal as well who's really fast. And this year, everybody, between people taking weeks off, and I've been going early sometimes. I have not really raced with them except for the first one. And I guess part of my strategy was that I get marked in terms of people staying with me. So I tend to do a little too much pulling sometimes, and learning those tactics a bit better. So tonight, a couple of those people were behind me in that start, and I never saw them the rest of the race, so they ended up finishing just a few minutes behind me. But in my head, the point of telling you this story is that I'm just pacing myself at this point and thinking, okay, I want to get enough of a gap that those that I know are in my age bracket for sure aren't going to catch up to me and give me, I kind of want to avoid a sprint finish. And I've been pretty strong, I guess, based on my numbers, and feeling pretty good. I am using the adaptive training with Trainer Road, and I'm only doing 3.5 to 4.5 hours a week of training. And it's pretty actually impressive. I'm got a life and work, and I don't want to be on the bike for 10, 12 hours a week. I like biking, but when I do my training, it's very focused and serious, but I can get down on the bike on my trainer and do my intervals, and then it tells me when to rest, it tells me when to do lighter, and it's a great app and platform. Can't say enough about it. A little over $20 a month was well worth it. That's my membership fee for my, instead of a gym, health insurance and exercise motivation. So you'll see that guy now has pulled away, and this guy, a little youngster up there, I mean, he ends up getting off in the distance as well. Just cardiovascularly, I'm not going to compete. So I'm going to let that forward group starts to, and that's a climb, by the way. Here we are back across Aubrey White. I think it's Aubrey White, it's that Centennial Trail. So we're looking now to the west, and we're going to head away from the river. Riverside does not have a lot of climbing. However, it's interesting because mountain bike racing, I've discovered that people will think that if there's not as much climbing in a particular race, it's easier. But the thing is, in a race, and if you're competitive, you're putting out constant energy when it's flat. So if it's flatter, that means you can go faster. And if you're working as hard as you can, and you have a lot of twists and turns, so there's braking and accelerating, braking, accelerating. And with climbing, you can kind of just set a pace, and obviously you can put out a lot of power and you know use up a lot of energy on a climb. But you get the descent, which is a rest. When you don't have any climbing, you never get any descent, and so you don't get as much of a rest. And they often have set up these routes, say on a really hot day. They've done less climbing, thinking that's better for everybody. But the thing is, it's harder because, again, you're just constant on the gas and you don't have a whole lot of descending to do. So anyway, but tonight, this particular night, there was a fair amount of climbing. I think we ended up with 1,100 feet of climbing total each. That was for both laps. Now you can see the group kind of pulling away. This is a little bit of a gradual climb, not too steep at all. And then we get onto this double track, and we're gonna hit our first test climb called Wicked Witch in a little bit. So, and I'm not gonna sit here and narrate the entire thing. I'm probably gonna fast forward up, but I wanted to just basically show that reverse little Vietnam section, how fun and fast that is. The week before, or 2 weeks ago, we did it the other direction, and I will post videos of that race as well so you can see it. It's in some of my older videos as well, but now with the better Garmin, or excuse me, better GoPro, the video quality is much better. So I ended up getting back up to this guy, and I managed to stay with him up through the climb, and then we do a drop. Let's see, I think that's about it that I want to cover. I think I will flash forward a little bit to when a couple of guys finally reached me. We did the gully climb this particular night as well.
Rider's back. Frank! You got everything, Frank? back. On the left. Hey there. Oh, watch it. I'm on your left. You're good. You're good.
Oh, and real quick, this is yeah. I flashed forward to 5 Minute Hill down, so we're doing down 5 Minute Hill right here, and peak speed here. It is a bit loose and gravelly right now, so I'm probably hitting 30 miles an hour. I don't remember, maybe a little over 30 miles an hour. It looks like it's sped up when I watch this on my small monitor. It looks way sped up. It is not. This is real time. You're just kind of floating along here. I would only, of course, do this because I know this trail really well. It drops down, and it had a good line by the time we got down here, and you can see starting to still hit gravel patches, and you just kind of have to float across them. I had also not pre-ridden this entire thing, so I wasn't 100% sure where the route was going to dump us. There's some trails that go right here to the right, and we go straight, so this is still on double track.
get on your left at this clearing right here. There you go. Thanks.
Anyway, so let's see. And then I'm going to flash forward just to... Thankfully, I wasn't blowing in the wind because I have a whole nother lap to do. And I managed to, let's see, pass a few people. I'm being followed at this point. Two guys that I have ridden with before caught up to me. And I ended up staying with them for the rest of the race. And here they are, right here. So they've been drafting behind me. This is a section we're almost back to the airstrip. There he goes. Passes me up. A little bit rocky there. This guy's on I forget his name. I apologize. I see him every week. Young guy. He's on a Trek Super Caliber. Oh, which, real quick, I'm going to jump over to that part 2 on this section. It is not that one. It is... Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. Yeah, just continuing where we left off. So right there, there's a divide. The trail goes to the right, but this is a shortcut. Now, there are a number of routes like this at Riverside where I don't consider this cutting the trail. There's 2 lines, A line, B line. They are literally, 10 feet apart. And that just hits that so much better. The guy, again, I forgot his name, he called out and said something about when I took that line. Lap 2, I felt slightly guilty. I wasn't really in a sprint finish or anything, so I went to the right that time, but it's really loose if you go to the right. And, yeah, here we are all together. I just flashed them forward. Okay, yeah, that one. Anyway, I'll just let the video play out, and I appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for clips of Little Vietnam going the other way. And, oh, by the way, I think I finished second. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. This night I finished third in my age group, and been kind of in the top 4 every week. Anyway, and I'm loving the Ari Signal Peak. It's been a great bike. So, all right, thanks for listening and watching, and we'll see you in the next one.